It's a pretty picture, isn't it? John's Pass on a Sunday morning on an Easter. I'm trying my cord in a new place. It's behind me, so I'll tell you right now. You see how many times I go to back up or move and the cord gets caught. So yeah, just it's Sunday morning. Cup of Ray here, Easter morning. This is your sunrise service cup of Ray. Of course, we're talking about the Rays today. As always, we talk about anything. And since I'm on my own Facebook page and I can only share to a couple of places, and it's about what crack of dawn early here on Easter, I can say that it's Sunday Easter, but isn't that bad? I don't know if we're getting any comments, but if I do see y'all jumping in there, you're grabbing that first cup of coffee or that second cup, I'll tell you, I got here 6:15. I was setting up my shot, and I came to the very edge of the North Pier here at Gate Krabby's on the Pass, and this is Cabana Tiki out here in tables. It's this cord's gonna mess me up the whole time. There was a band playing across the water there over at John's Pass, which, you know, anyone that's out here, you guys know how it's groovy on both sides of the pass here. Of course, originally hurricane came through here over 100 years ago and tore out the pass here, created this John's Pass, and across there is the boardwalk, and there was a band out there live, and they sounded really good, and I couldn't tell if it was because it's just a Sunday morning unexpected that there was a band playing, but it was definitely either a sound check or they were playing a private party, because the lead singer was talking back and forth with someone. It sounded like they may have been working on some technical stuff, but so we're going to talk Rays. I'll tease at the beginning here. And of course, I still see nobody popping in because it's early. So if you watch the show later, share on Sunday. And this is while I'm getting the show off, while we're starting the service here, we're going to pass the service plates around, pass the contribution plates around. And to this morning, the only contribution I ask from you is hit the share button and like maybe share with one person, tag one person you know who either likes sports, Tampa Bay, or maybe could just use a good laugh or a good howdy ho hi on a Sunday Easter morning here. So that's all the collection plate needs, is that share and that tag, and I appreciate it for later. But Wander Franco 3, Luke Raley 3, Randy Arozarena 2, Yandy Diaz 2, Mandy Margot 2. Of course, I'm talking about the 10 different Rays who have home runs so far now. 8 games of the season at 8-0. Perfect 8-0 for your Tampa Bay Rays. Your St. Petersburg Rays. Although I do love it when anytime the Rays are, and that's what I'm also going to love, is we're going to see them on a couple of more national broadcasts. And I see someone popping in. Good morning. Please share the show and tag one person, and you consider collection plate full. Now, I will pass the collection plate around a couple of times during this Cup of Ray service, but each time, all you have to do is, if you've already shared or tagged one person, you don't have to do it every time. Or you can make a game of it and do it. Now that we're going to see so much more national coverage when ESPN starts with this, I'm sure they didn't have anything planned. Let the baseball season get started. We'll do a Monday, Sunday night package. And then, to be honest with you, I'm assuming ESPN has the package. Apple TV took so much grief a couple of years back or last season because they had the Friday night package. And because I was on my cell phone out and about, I loved it because I happen to have Apple TV on my phone. And every Friday night, no matter where I was, which usually bury the lead, I'm out. And I hope the light continues to be pretty again over here, John's Pass here as the sun rises. Got a boat coming through here, going to get some early fishing done. And we're going to have a national game. And one thing I always love about it is that even though it's Tampa Bay, we share it from all sides. This is Tampa Bay. It pretty much encompasses to Lakeland over West Central Florida. There's Orlando. They got the Magic. They got the Milk House. Our teams train there. They got the House of Mouse. That's fine. But really, Tampa Bay here in West Central Florida, all of Tampa Bay and encompassing sports. But I do love when they go live on the national games. And I'm such a homer for Pinellas County. But live from St. Pete, it's the Tampa Bay Rays, 17-0 up today against divisional foe, the New York Yankees. I don't know if the Yankees are our 18th game, but I'm going to call, if it is, that's major shenanigans. And that means I will pass the collection plate an extra time this morning and ask for one more like and tag, because it wasn't good. It'd be great in a magical way if the 18th game, somebody check that out while you're watching, is the 18th game of this season. Just going another week and a half in the future. Not that the Rays are 18-0, or 17-0. Or is it, did I say 18-0? If that next game they're supposed to play against is the Yankees, it's a Cup of Ray from down here at John's Pass. I'm out at Krabby's on the Pass here, finding my Sunday morning zen. I hope you are as well. See you on the other side. halfway through that, I'm like, you could have finished reading the list of 10 Rays who have home runs so far in the 2023 season. I know I stopped at Manny Margot with 2. Isaac Paredes at 2. Harold Ramirez at 2. Jose Siri at 2. Jose, hope that hamstring heals. We get you back in there soon. Christian Bethancourt, of course, the catcher who had his first home run there on Friday night versus the former team of his, the Oakland Athletics, and Josh Lowe bringing up the back with 1. So 8 games in, 10 Rays with home runs. And let me just go ahead and drop this. I want to do a shout. I'm going to have to get her name. Adam Berry. I'm sorry, Adam D. Berry covers the Rays for the Athletic. Of course, we're also spoiled here in the Tampa Bay area with Mark Tompkin and the way he covers the Rays. So it's one of the great things we do have, great team coverage. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they play so well. Adam Berry, though, from the Athletic, got some stats from there today. And let me just, I love this. The Rays have outscored opponents 64-18 so far in the 2023 season. They've got a point differential of plus 46, or run differential. I'm sorry. I'm tying it back to football. Even at 8 weeks, which if you're comparing it to the NFL, if a team, your favorite team, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 8-0 at the 8-0 mark, and you're looking at the team, well, what have they done? They got the offense, the defense. Now we're here to say playing, but the first thing you look for is you look for point differential. And I would pose that even looking at the Buccaneers in a week 8 at 8-0, you'd look and go, well, they're plus 46. They're winning the plus minus. They're winning the scoring advantage. They're covering all their spreads. They're betting the over under. I'm just kidding. I think I had Harry Greek in here to help me out this morning. So that was a shout out to my guy, Harry Greek from 1252 Sports. But plus 46 in run differential for baseball? Baseball? There's no 46 run differential in baseball. Yeah, there is. I mean, there is with the Dodgers and the other teams that buy all their superstars and have a bunch of home runs and try to have a hit show in 2000. That's my tie-in back to okay. You don't. If I get it, it's always a great byline. It's always a great someone writes something. The thing happens at the right time, and it's the perfect nickname. And that's how a nickname is born. Murderers Row, what they called, or what they used to call the St. Louis Cardinals. Anyway, so the 2023 Rays team don't need but the thing is, going back, this is an inside joke between Peter Blake and myself, and that's why I hope you guys were able to catch yesterday's pregame show from down there at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill before it got taken down. And I'm thinking, did I curse? No. I ran my show. I only run the opener, Cup of Ray opener once. There was like a time. No, I mean, it was nothing. I couldn't figure out why. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this on my own Facebook page today, which lightens the spread. But I've always said I do this for one person, and there actually happens to be one person right now in here watching at the moment on the one platform. I'm on a couple of platforms, and this is the one that it's not the one I expected to generate anything. But anyway, going back to the plus 46 run differential. It's the highest differential in the modern era since 1900. When you go back to baseball, and we've always liked the 1998 25th year, 26th year team, your 25th year celebration for your Tampa Bay Rays, and they busted into this party really late, almost like the equivalent, not quite maybe in millions or trillions of years, but kind of like the way the United States broke into the whole, hey, we're a country now. Maybe we came to the party late, but we're coming along and we're coming strong. And those Rays are buried a lead coming strong. But 1900 cents with the 46 run differential. Just a couple of facts again from Adam Berry there at the Athletic. Thanks again. I'm not reading verbatim. Well, I kind of am, but I'll try to mix it up a little bit. 8-0 is a hottest start. The Royals went 9-0 back in 2009 or 2003. I'm sorry. The longest opening stretch of undefeated games is 13-0, and that was, of course, I didn't think enough to the Royals had to start. Okay, at 13-0, I didn't write it down. And I like these quotes from today's pitcher, Drew Rasmussen, and that's. It's been a lot of things, the hitting, the fielding, the defense, the play, but that pitching rotation, and of course, Drew Rasmussen bringing up your number 4 spot right now in this Rays rotation with Tyler Glasnow still kind of nursing, and then Josh coming in. Josh, I always forgot Josh's name. Of course, probably set to pitch tomorrow. Had that game last week, got touched a little before the team came in and rocked behind him. But today's pitcher, Drew Rasmussen said, if the goal's to make the postseason, and this is a quote, if the goal's to make the postseason, we've definitely put a dent into where we need to get at the end of the year. And that's what we were talking about yesterday with Pete, because we were saying, well, there's going to be the ebb and flow, the beast and beauty. And I apologize if the wind is a little strong out here today. There's going to be that back and forth of the entire season. The long days, the days that just go by so fast, like these 8-0, this 8-0 start, or the days when in the middle of July when you're on a 3-game bender, and maybe you're nursing a few people. They got a few scrapes and bruises. You're nursing a few players, and you're like, all right, this is that, and that's what baseball is, right? In the dugout, all the guys pulling together, the manager putting together that lineup each and every day, putting the left-hand bat in here, pitching this pitcher, having this guy out of the bullpen early, going with this lineup because we're facing a left-handed or right-handed pitcher. I know I'm just kind of wasting time hoping some people wake up. But the shot is, I'm leaning. Can you hear the band again? Listen, it's a lot of wind. I apologize for that. I'll bet you can, even though this microphone is kind of geared up just to be able to hear. But again, Drew also finishes up with, we'll go through some adversity, but the ability to enjoy what we're doing right now is something special. And I love that because that's exactly what Tampa Bay Rays fans are doing. And if you also look in the national trending on Twitter, that's what you start to see Rays Up trending more and more, not just from Tampa Bay, because everybody loves a great story. Everybody loves great baseball. And these 2023 Rays are giving us a lot of reasons to love them. But when Tyler says we're going to go through some adversity, but when we're enjoying what we're doing right now, it's something special. That to me says they're having a great time, team unity, good. Just roll with it. And I know Kevin Cash is a feet on his earth kind of guy, and Eric Neander, president of player personnel or what have you. These guys are very well grounded. And I'll let the word sneak in here on a Sunday morning. Analytics. I just love it because we can have this talk right now. And when things are going great, it's like analytics. Kevin's making the right calls, which Barry Leedy is. And you see batters going up there and taking their swipes and trying to. Oh, am I leaning? I'm leaning for a second. But at the same time, wait there. What was I saying? Is that their feet are on the ground, so they realize we're going to face adversity, but they are enjoying every second of this 8-0 start. And Rasmussen finishes up with. And I think it's something. I think it's something that we're all doing. I think it's something that we're all doing because winning come. Yeah, I typed that wrong for a minute there. It looks like he's trying to start a fight with the Oakland A's. But the Rays they're not just run. And here's the thing about it: having the only team. Well, since the 1939 Yankees, who won up to 10 in a row, but the Rays in 2023 are the only team, other than, again, those 39 Yankees, that have beaten all their opponents by 4 or more runs in all the first 8 games. And that goes to your plus 46 run differential, which is just, again, historic. I wish y'all could see it right now. There is, we got rain in the area, a little bit of clouds south of here over Sarasota. It's a beautiful day to be rolling out on a boat. The clouds keep it cool for a minute. There's actually a breeze. The birds are all coming out. Got a boat coming through the pass here right now. Got a live band on stage over. I think it's in Cali. Caddy's on the pass. The people over here at Krabby's on the pass are putting together that wonderful breakfast and getting ready. And they're out there just getting all that coffee, getting all the coffee pots warmed up, and getting all the food started. So I was muted that time. I wonder how long I was muted. I can't go back and watch it. That stinks. Let me see if I got any comments, because that's the thing about going to my own page today is I will not be able to get any comments. I'll have to read them off my Facebook page. Okay, no comments yet, but that's okay. I'll keep checking back. I got faith in you guys. I could go live to the show, but then my battery would go down. Okay, so was there audio a minute ago, y'all that are in here watching? I don't know. I don't want to I will go over it again. I was just talking about how beautiful it is out here with all the clouds south of here over Sarasota and the southern beaches tipping out to Fort DeSoto and all. But then over in the east with these clouds and these boats are rolling out. And, even though we've had some 80-degree weather and it's gotten warmer. Oh, am I Am I out of frame? I'm looking at myself, my phone, and then the picture. Um, but yeah, it's such a beautiful morning, and I'm gonna mute that again. So this show is gonna be half of the show is gonna be me just, and then the other half of the show is gonna be me actually being, oh, I just realized my audio is out. So what? I'll try to put a vibe or two in here, and we'll have a good Sunday morning again. Oh, that's me. Listen. Oh, now I see my. Okay, this is theater of the absurd. So I'm passing around. Oh, Christopher Cole. Christopher, good morning. I'm passing around a collection plate again for the Sunday morning cup of race service. All I ask is that you share the show one time and tag one person who you think could use a Sunday morning or an Easter vibe or is just a fan of baseball. I want to go back again to the 11. So with the 11 different Rays who have 21 home runs, Wander Franco, that of course Wander, our shortstop, our wonder kid over there at shortstop. That's not a surprise. This is such great to see. So great to see him healthy this year and having a great year so far. Luke Raley, again, who I said the other night that he was fighting out of camp to me. It wasn't that he was fighting. He was working for a spot on this on this team, on this regular season Rays team, and he got it. And he's right there tied behind front Wander with 3 home runs. You got a Rosarina. Okay, bring it up. So then it goes to Rosarina all the way down to Siri. That's 7 batters who have 2 home runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 6. And of course, bringing up the count the last 4 players with 1 each. And we talked about that 46 run differential. But for me, again, what I've heard, because a lot of things I've been listening to have been the Rays on the radio, because I haven't been able to. I'm gonna have to. It's getting a little chilly. It's nice. It's nice though. Happy Easter, everybody. I appreciate you joining in at whatever time today. Maybe you're at a family dinner later and you're like, oh, I gotta go. We're gonna be here another hour. Oh wait, this idiot said something this morning. So maybe if you're doing it, then enjoy it, and it's not too late to share. I think I made the safe for it. I said, but I won't say anything else. There's no reason to get elevated passion here. What is that? Oh, okay, that's a light board from across over at Tyrone. Another boat coming through though. But when the players are down, they haven't faced really a lot of adversity at these races, but when they do face it, when they've gotten it, the continued hustle from this defense, the near triple play turn. I want to say turning point. Okay, no, the turning point was when they come out the opening weekend against Detroit Tigers and just boom, just pitch and timely hitting and playing pretty solid defense. Solid defense. Running balls down though. Starting out the season so much further ahead, and we talked about the not hangover. No one ever mentioned hangover with Randy Arozarena and Paredes and the players that played on the World Baseball Classic. Nobody ever even talked about a hangover. But I think what we're learning now is that the players came back and they've come back, almost mid-season form as far as finding a stride, and it seems to have rubbed off on the rest of this. I got a frog in my throat. It seems to have rubbed off on the rest of this race, the rest of this team, which is fantastic. And then you couple that with the best pitching rotation in Major League Baseball, and so it's been kind of fun. It's been fun for a minute, going for 9 in a row today. Again, Drew Rasmussen's on the bump today for the good guys. I'm gonna go back to these little facts I had though. Make sure, because I didn't want to do them. I didn't want to cheat them. Okay, I knew about that one. I want to go back to again Adam Berry from the Athletic. Something else I want to talk about, and it wasn't talked about here, but it was because he has his line here where the Rays had a 3-run 9-batter fifth, which is again I wanted to talk about this a little bit for a second. That is, your team's coming. Your team had a great day. Your team had a great series, especially if it's a 3-game series on the road and you're playing somewhere in a tough environment like I'd say like playing in Boston, playing in the Green Monster, or playing, let's see, Yankee Stadium, or this year maybe in Toronto against the Blue Jays. If your team can, in the middle game of a 3-game set, can have it can bat around the order once or 1.5 times in an inning, it's like, that was great, and it probably carried over from the game before, and it may carry to the game after. That's why I use that middle of a 3-game set as an analogy. Is that your team? How many times now have the Rays gone around the order? They had that 5-run. Let me get it again, because they had that 3-run 9-batter fifth inning, and that's of course where the game got blown out. But how many times has this happened after a moment where the team tried to make a great or did make a great defensive play, cut down a hit to the outfield, cut it down in a corner on an angle, and saved a triple and kept it to a single. Am I talking about you, Manny Margot? Was it you going down a corner there, or no? Serious? Yeah, it may have been Margot. I think it was kind of down the right field line. But anyway, my point there is that the play they're getting is why it's so much fun, not just with an increased tempo of the game with the pitch clock, which it is. It's good. You're good, Rob Manfred. You're good at Major League Baseball. The pace is nice. The pace is really nice. But then, and not just that your team is 8-0 going for 9 wins today to keep it perfect on a season, maybe try to bite into that 13 games is the all-time major league lead for a start. And it took 100 years. Actually, it was a 39 Yankees. But I mean, it's taken 91 years. Let's set that bar and see how much longer. Every time a team goes, it's like the 72 Dolphins. Every time someone's undefeated at week 7 or 8, that you're getting the champagne chilled. Oh, terrible for whoever's left. I didn't mean it like that. I just, it was a long 72. It was 78 years ago. I just, because so many greats. That's why when we lose another one of those greats from that, not just from that 72 Dolphins team, but just from that organization. I got a chance to watch again last week the 1983 draft from Elway to Marino, and it's just so many times in there you're like, and you're waiting, and those of us that know, and most of us do know that you're waiting for the Bucks to get on the clock, and is Marino still going to be there? And then you're like, right, we gave him that draft pick to go up and get Booker Reese the year before, and we didn't have a draft, and we decided to run Doug Williams out of town, but we're good. We got throwing Samoan Jack Thompson. I almost deleted my apps off my phone. Let me make sure you have no comments. Again, please, if you guys have any comments, will somebody comment? Will you, Christopher Cole, if you're still out there, will you just say one thing so I can at least see because again, I'm pretty sure that the comments, because I'm using my Facebook page on StreamYard, I don't get my comments live because it's something to do with my computer being logged in twice. I don't know. I got to get someone who works in IT to take a look at. Oh, wait a minute. I do. It just happened this morning, and I apologize. That's why I'm asking if someone can just comment. I was talking about 8-0. Oh, 13 in a row and set that record, the 1939 Yankees. So let me go. I'm waiting for a comment. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Again, but the Rays, again, with every game, all games by 4 runs or more over the opponents so far to start this year. And Peter Blake, again, that show we had yesterday, which, Pete, maybe it'll show back up because it was a really good pregame show. The run up to the game yesterday, that second game, the 3-game set versus these Oakland Athletics, and it got whatever. I'm trying to, Pete, maybe someone walked in the background and, did one of them TikTok challenges and exposed something. I don't know. But anyway, did anyone comment yet? Let me make sure because I want to make sure I can read the comment. Okay, something went wrong. You know what? I can comment. It showed up. Okay, but then again, that doesn't test out my theory because that's me commenting within my page on my Facebook on my phone. So I still need someone else to comment. But hey, comment. That's another boat. That's a little boat. Well, I don't know, morning cruiser right there. I wouldn't go too far out in the Gulf with that. Man, the way that boat's tailing off the bottom, I don't even know if I would try to take. I don't know if I'd try to take the pass from down at Maximo out to not Caladesi Island, but out to help me out here, fellas and ladies. Okay, I'll take the comment off. We'll wait for another comment. But talk about the historic things with your Rays team, and it almost happened again yesterday. Of course, it was after all the good stuff started happening. The game, what a fantastic game. What a fun. And again, I do want to wrap it up with the thought I was having, talking about all facets of your Rays playing, the bats, the pitching, the fielding, the uniforms. Scott Bradford, what up? Those uniforms. And it's like, I'm ready. They could right now, maybe it's because they're 8-0 and the best team in baseball and currently the best story in baseball. If it wasn't for this story and your Rays 8-0, there'd be that, the AL East is tight. And believe it or not, buried the lead it is. But it'd be Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout and how they're having a terrible season, or they may have a couple of wins with the California Angels. I don't care. Ohtani's going to move next year. I think that World Baseball Classic ending with Ohtani striking out Mike Trout was like, okay, Field of Dreams. Somebody go find a cornfield out there in the middle of Iowa, or cuts back enough maize to make a field. Let that happen there. All-time baseball moment. All time. Nobody's commenting? Okay, let me go back to my Facebook page. Oh, wait. Christopher Cole said, I did. Let's see if Christopher Cole pops up. Christopher, okay. See, my comment came in on the YouTube side because I put this on my YouTube page, and then yours didn't. I'm sorry, Christopher. I appreciate you. I'm going to lose it. So do me a favor again as we pass the service. I'm going to pass the service plate, this plate around so much this service. You guys are going to, your pocketbooks and wallets are going to go a lot cheaper. And again, the only thing I'm asking this morning for that service plate is just share the show. And then if you can tag one person who either likes sports, Rays, Tampa Bay, a beautiful sunrise down here as I'm out here at Krabby's on the Pass getting ready for a rock solid breakfast, or you just on an Easter morning could use a laugh or two, and maybe we'll try to see if we can do that for them. But I'm actually not going to be a whole lot longer. I just said that I'd continue doing this thing, and at some point when the Rays are 33-0, I'll have to phone it in from a bathroom at a Wawa somewhere or at a Buc-ee's somewhere along the highway. I'll set the camera up, but I'll do it. I'll do something live every day just until it ends. I'm not doing it as a result of it so that you can't say, whoa, it's all his. No, anything like that. But yeah, this is my Sunday morning thing anyway. And I thought that's what I wanted to do for Easter was bring a little sunrise, just bring a little sunrise. That's why I came a little further. Again, I sit on the north side pier here down at Krabby's on the Pass and with the tiki hut. And this is where I usually, after I've done some of my shows in the summertime, I'll sit underneath this tiki. Tiger Woods withdrawals from the Masters because of injury. Just a break on my phone through ESPN. And look at Brooks Koepka, LIV, still living at 13 under now. And I heard something about they're playing on Monday. John Rahm. Okay. Patrick Cantlay. No, but Brooks Koepka there in the lead. And, now that he's healthy, you're like, of course, Brooks would be out there just tearing it up at Augusta. But Tiger Woods dropping out due to injury. And, we saw, he's doing it, and we saw with the limping and stuff there with the early rounds. In fact, actually, it was round one there on Thursday, but we knew kind of that leg was giving him a hard time, and so we hate to see the Tiger Reds drop out. And Phil's still there, so there's always still that chance for a good fist fight. But no, Brooks Koepka leading the Masters 13 strokes by 4 strokes over the next closest golfer. Let me see if I can see comments over here. Okay, so I did get the call. Okay, Christopher. Oh, good morning, Ray. Happy Easter, everyone. I'm glad I worked it back, Christopher. Happy Easter to you, brother. Yeah, I like what you said yesterday. As if you lived over across the street during that show. And thanks for your support and love seeing you there yesterday, Christopher. But if I lived right across the street, I'd be over. And yeah, you just go right under the street and up over. And I'm here and I can't do that, but I'll make a few. Again, for those people that are just joining in, the numbers are booming now. It's like I'm trending across like every play. Actually, the wind. I hope I didn't mute myself again. Okay. 11 different Rays with home runs, 21 home runs total. So I'm going to go ahead and close because we have people just popped in, and I didn't want to. I wanted to mention these runners, but again, with your home runs for your Rays, Wander Franco, Luke Raley, both with 3. Randy Arozarena, Yandy Diaz, Manuel Margot, Isaac Paredes, Harold Ramirez, and Jose Siri all at 2, and then Christian Bethancourt, Brandon Lau, Josh Lowe are the other ones with only 1, but the historic clip that these Rays are on and beating every team by 4 runs or more so far to bring them to their 8-0 start, not since the 1939 Yankees, who started off with the first 13 games of the season, have we seen this kind of and they won by 13, but they were beating teams by 4 runs or more. Was that the year Murderers Row? Was that 1939? Somebody, sorry, if you comment on YouTube, I'm on YouTube. I think if you comment on YouTube, I see your comments, so I apologize, but I don't groove my YouTube too much. I should. I want to. I love it. My son built me that page, but so if anybody has YouTube, I have no idea what I can search Ray Kennedy and comment. That would be the full circuit for me as far as understanding why the messaging doesn't work when I stream from my own Facebook page. I'm on, but my comment can. That's why if you look at my comment didn't come in. Oh, mine's red because I'm the commenter. Whatever. Okay, but the historic clip the Rays are on again. Today's I should look up. Let me get for you guys right now since I've got a moment. I know that Drew Rasmussen's pitching today, but I didn't give you the picture for the bad guys for the Oakland Athletics. I love it right here. Oh, ESPN. First thing you pop it in the front page, splash page. 8-0, unbeaten race, chasing mark not seen in 84 years. I had a chance to read this morning. Oh, and this is Adam Berry, right? This is Adam Berry. I'm sorry, Adam Berry is Adam Berry's for the Athletic. This is where I got all this stats from. So I wanted to give shout out again to Adam Berry. Hadn't had a chance to read Mark Tompkin yet this morning. I got up, was just running. The Royals. Okay, so I can read it from here because I didn't get the facts straight on my note. The Rays season opening 8-game winning streak's the longest in the majors since the Royals ran it up to 9-0 in 2003. The longest season opening winning streak of all time is 13 games. So win today, and now we're tied with the 2003 Royals to start the season at 9-0, and then we're on at March 13. But again, we're not like just keep playing the way you're playing, locking over pitches, let that pitching rotation come through, keep doing what you're doing, Kevin Cash, and it's going to happen. I meant to say, and then I said, well, it will happen, but I don't want to get any further. It's Easter morning, and I did say I'd keep this safe, but 100%. I already said what Drew Rasmussen said, but again, with Jeffrey Springs again, still has an ERA of 0, and I get it. It's only the third game. It's only the second time pitching now, 2-0, but it got so after 3 quiet innings against Oakland, Tampa Bay Rays bats broke loose to support another scoreless outing from Jeffrey Springer. Again, thanks again to Adam Berry here, who locks it down with this. He nailed everything in this story. Not from start to finish, 8-0, first game of the year, the almost triple play, the fact that it on these long balls. Again, I'm listening to on the radio, and I'm going to share this because it's Sunday morning, and I always feel spiritual on Easter morning, or Sunday morning is anyway. A little bit of Zen, a little bit of what's life all about. But some of these long hits I'm listening to Andy Freed and of course Neil Solondz locking it down for Dave Stills, who again we lost here just before the start of this 2023 season. And we know how much Dave loved this team. We know you heard it on every call. It's what you look forward to. It was the best thing about those calls. Him passing it back between Freed, and then we had Neil Solondz always bringing it with a pre, during, and post game wrap up. And I would pose the best crew in all of baseball. Not even mentioning the guys we got on TV, but not too bad either. But my point of the matter is, we know how much Dave loved this team, and I'm listening on the radio to the great call through iHeartRadio, WDAE. If you don't have that app, either iHeart or follow WDAE on it. I suggest you do now today, if you want to keep it locked in for your race coverage. But I'm listening at UPS or wherever I'm at working, and I hear it crack off the bat, and then I'll hear, usually it feels like it's Neil Solondz. He'll go, "It's back. It's going back. Back. Yeah, it's back. It's going back. It's back. Oh, it's a home run." And I'm like, we get one of those, a home stand. We see one every now and then. I said it the other night. It's like a check swing or someone, boom, a Giancarlo Stanton when Randy Rosarino, or when Wander Franco turns on one. But oh my God, see Christopher Cole. I got a comment. Boom, let me pop this in here. Thank you, brother. I turned my new wheelchair over on its side the other day. LOL. Brother, I'm so sorry about that, but that's why I talked about you. If you were living over there with the Rays, I love that. That's why that take was so prescient, perfect yesterday, Christopher, was because you said, if I live right across, there's a condo. The condos, you saw them in my shot, maybe from Friday night, where I'm doing out from Ferg's on the second floor, Ferg's, the party deck there with the Tropicana Field in my back shot. But those condos right there, you'd have either your wheelchair access straight across the street where the officers set up for the game, or you'd wrap it around the Ferg's, come over and hang out with me and do a show with Peter and I, and then you go right underneath First Avenue South. They got a tunnel goes underneath it and brings you right up over, all ADA accessible, straight up into the stadium, brother. So, and I'm sorry to hear though about your charity other side, but it looks like you're sticking your tongue out, so it sounds like we're good. Happy Easter, brother. Thank you for verifying for me that you can comment on YouTube. So here's what you do now, Christopher. I'm leaning on you. Do you have the IP address? Do you have the IP for that you could share in here, commenting from YouTube, from my YouTube show? Because then if it posts right and the link is there, then people can pop right from there, and you can follow and like my YouTube page. This way you never miss a moment of Cup of Ray, because you never know one of these is going to go south. And by south, I mean, I could get tossed in the water here. I could be down in St. Petersburg and be in the middle of a family celebration, which is a good time, or locking it down over at the games because I got my credentials, my press credentials, or just hanging out on the streets of Gulf Boulevard. I appreciate it. So maybe if you can, Christopher, if you can do that, I know it's asking a lot. I could do it, but then people would have to watch me do it, which I would pose. I could step off the camera right here, and it's probably a heck of a lot better shot than with me in it. Thanks, Christopher, for at least testing that for me. So going back to the Adam Berry article, And I want to get down to the bottom of this because I said right off the bat, what a great read this morning. The inspiration for this show. Although in the back of my mind, I always wanted to. He cut right. So, oh, I'm sorry. I said so. It's Adam Berry. He covers the Rays for MLB.com, which is, I guess it's prescient since that's through the portal through which I'm reading this. And he covered the Pirates from 2015 to 2021, and he covers the Rays now. So follow him on Twitter at Adam D Berry. That's at Adam D. See, if I do it, I'll do it 3 times, Adam, to make up for saying you worked for Subscribe Out Here on the Beaches. At Adam D Berry. At Adam D. Berry. Follow him on Twitter, and you'll not only get access to the reads like this as he writes through MLB.com, but all the others. I want to start going through his page today. I was trolling a little bit, like I do Mark Topkin, like I do, you're like sitting around, what are you doing? I'm looking through everything. Going back to this article, though, 11 Rays have combined to hit 21 homers, most in the majors and tied for the second most ever within a team's first 8 games of the season. Kevin Cash says we're having good at bats. That's what's encouraging. Yeah, Kevin, I think it is. And again, those bats go cold, the bats go hot. The reason why in baseball you're considered a most successful batter if you hit it 1 out of every 3 times, give or take a few at bats. 1 out of every 3, right? So 300 or higher, pushing 400 is fantastic. But, so that's the way baseball is. It just so happens that the Rays are making everything lock up here early in the season, which it's kind of fun, too, when you marry it with this pitching rotation. As Kevin Cash said, that a lot of the bats, a lot of our early runs came because we had guys on base from walks. And then obviously we separated and got some home runs. Yeah, another thing, with the bats, but they run that up against the Oakland A's. Was it the A's on Friday night, or was it? Yeah, was it not the getaway game? No, it was the A's game on Friday night where they load them up, and then you have Wander Franco come up, and then you have Yandy Diaz come up, and you have Wander Franco come up, and this pitcher couldn't throw it in the zone, and he threw a couple, but he really wasn't still in the zone. Both those 2 guys strike out, and then of course Paredes comes up and hits the grand slam, and that's probably the biggest example of Kevin Cash. I hope it's Paredes. I'm pretty sure it is. It's Isaac Paredes. But Kevin Cash is talking about that timely hitting, timely running, timely getting on base. Did it again yesterday when you got is he more? Mora? I forgot. I'm sorry, the pitcher. I apologize. Usually, once the Rays face someone, even though unless they're in our division, which the Oakland Athletics aren't, we'll see them again. But not like in our division. The pitchers' names are like, man, they're somewhere in there. But I usually don't stick them in the must remember pile. It'll come back around. Izawa? Anyway, he was throwing some spit. Big 6'6" kid, and he had him at bay for you. But then again, the Rays. Oh, I got that total lean going on. Sorry, the Rays come back around with that timely batting, while Jeffrey Springs is still locking it down with the timely pitching, and your team is still playing great defense. Springs wasn't quite as dominant as he was in his season debut. Well, he was, going with a no-no in his season debut, and of course, Kevin Cash pulls him after 6, gets that win, locks it down. And I said this with Peter Blake yesterday too, and I think you guys and girls agree. It's his first game of the season. We're coming out of spring. The reason why you don't see a lot of these big pitchers that are in Major League Baseball, the reason why a lot of them, Joey Ohtani, but he's like, the outlier, don't pitch in a World Baseball Classic is because they take a little time to get the arms down in the offseason. They've got to I should have went down. And then they slowly bring it back up. So you slowly get back on, training, getting an arm ready. And then in a perfect world, which seems to happen a lot for your Rays, they're ready to roll right at the start of the season, which is happening so far this season, waiting for Tyler Glasnow to come back still. And that's the reason why you don't see a lot, because then you get the pitches, not just because a guy can blow an elbow out, which the Mets reliever did, and that was kind of, I think it was a reliever, it might have been a starter, representing their country, because it's such a great thing to be able to enjoy to see that. And we loved it to be able to see, especially Randy Arozarena and the performance he had. I would pose, to me, it was the best. The Ohtani got this thing, and then of course the strikeout with Trout, and there was some other. To me, taking a picture. At the end of the day, Randy Arozarena's performance in the World Baseball Classic for Team Mexico was the best. And I'm not even talking about the boots and the Lucha Libre mask, or him and Ohtani. Excuse me. I should mute that while I do that, because I know it's tough. It's the salt water. Stand by 1 second. I'd actually already gotten the worst of it done, but so back to the article again. Again, the Rays going for 9-0 today. Drew Rasmussen. I know I said I was going to have today's pitcher. If anybody is watching on YouTube, on my YouTube page, and can comment to tell me, I came here for a reason, but then this article got me. Luke really. The Luke really cut down the plate. I mean, first, and that happens to be that was just catches it come running in, throws a rock solid on the fly. Maya steps literally one step to the left. The A's had a guy coming from second. They knew it was a ground, he already had got to third, but they send him, and then he ended up bouncing into home plate because of the lockdown throw from Luke Raley, again, who right there at 3 home runs just behind Wander Franco has been one of those great things. And stuff like this is how the reason why we put so much emphasis on these early performances is not because you expect the team to stay undefeated. You're not, again, going after the 72 Dolphins, and I'm not going to make that stupid joke again. But I just reminded you of it. But you know that it's coming. There's a wall. There's a letdown. There's a hot pitcher. You're going to see other teams who have batters and players and pitchers that are performing at a high level. Oh, the whole road team coming through here. You know what? I'm going to get off screen for a second so you can get this. This is awesome. Pretty cool, right? And my viewers went up. Somebody likes the road team. They were here last week. They're the reason why I came on so quick last week. Was just like I wanted it, and I love that. It's like that's your okay. So after that, after a preacher has a good drop, let's get let's get those plates back out, those offering plates. All I'm asking today is a share and a tag from someone that might enjoy that moment of zen. That robe team coming through here, and the caller getting ready. And I was thinking this the other day. They're coming through here. Wouldn't that be crazy if they're making laps? Like they're coming out here through Johns Pass and lapping around St. Pete Beach and coming through here. Of course, you can do that with a boat and a motor, but I would pose that coming through the pass here, coming out of the Intracoastal, and then coming out looping around Johns Pass or Treasure Island here after Krabby's on the Pass, which the longest waterfront bar in the world, let alone West Central Florida, down here at Krabby's. If you're not here, finding your Sunday. Oh, what a morning coming out here. I would post right now. I can guarantee you those clouds have kind of pushed east. The sun is going to break over about 11 or 12 o'clock, maybe sooner, but there's clouds here. I would post here. You can come out here and have a beautiful breakfast. The umbrellas, they're going to put them up for you anyway, but you're not using the umbrellas because you're enjoying this breeze coming through here. We got an easterly coming through at about 8 to 12 knots, sustaining a lot to 12. Dennis Phillips, eat all that forecast. Of course, Dennis Phillips, friend of the show. Love him. I love DP. But fortunately, right now, we just have these. Talk like you get Dennis down here and talk a little bit about the Rays, talk a little bit about the Bucks, talk a little bit about El Nino exiting and El Nino entering. Remember when all we knew was El Nino? There's a nice thing going on. I got a sport boat coming in here. Guys are fishing off one of the docks, but then in the foreground there's actually these pillars that come up from where boats can moor, and there's a beautiful white egret just sitting there, and then some of the families starting to walk around here on Easter morning. So that's your beach report here from Krabby's on the Pass. Where was I with the Rays? I never did get the other picture. Oh, I did talk about the Staley out at home, and then Springs cruised from there after that Raley run to throw it at home, he only allowed one walk and one single the rest of the way as he ran his season opening scoreless streak to 13 innings. Sugar Shane looking the way he does. Zach Eflin, congratulations again to Zach, father of twins who were born just last month. Him and his beautiful wife. I want to say her name was Sharon, but Mrs. Zach Eflin. And then Springs coming in here and Rasmussen. It's just enjoy every minute of it. That's the one thing I'll end this show here in a few. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying the game earlier today, but more importantly, I hope you're enjoying family and friends and Easter and the Easter holiday and for what it is and what it means to you and yours. And that deserves observance right there. I hope we're celebrating a win about 8 hours from, or not 8, but after the 1 o'clock start over there. It's Drew Rasmussen versus that pitcher for Oakland. And that band is still playing over there. So the moment I get done here, I got to break it down. I got to just jump in the car. I want to eat breakfast here, but I got to get home before the kids wake up and find the baskets that the Easter Bunny hid last night. I'm going to go over. I got to find out. So I will find out you know, leave Krabby's, jump across the bridge, go into John's Pass real quick and find out what that music's coming from, and I will post that because they've been sounding great for the last hour and a half. Enjoy your Rays. I still managed to talk about the Bucks. It just happens. But please, again, Christopher, I want to thank you again for coming in here and verifying that the YouTube chatter was working. So I ask y'all, make sure you follow me on YouTube so that we can use the YouTube comments to run the show, because I'm doing my own Facebook post through StreamYard, and the only I can comment. Can I comment? That sounded pretentious. See how long it takes to get here. Please share the show. So yeah, my Facebook page posts come through, but Christopher's "Good morning, Ray, happy Easter" everyone didn't. But then his comment on YouTube talking about his chair turning over did. But it verified that works. So comment through YouTube, like and follow on my page on YouTube, and then I'll always be able to get your comments for the couple of people I saw you guys jumping in there. You probably got in there, you got coffee, you open up your device, you're like, oh, what's this? You're going, and what happened was you went to unlock it. So when you unlocked it, you mistakenly hit a pop from me, which means you're probably going to follow me now because you're so pissed. And then the page open, you're like, oh god, this guy, because I see the numbers go, and then they go, and then they go, and it's just. Have a happy Easter. Got a lot of stuff going on. Hope you enjoyed this show throughout. I hope you enjoyed the Rays again versus in the game 3 versus those Oakland Athletics today from Tropicana Field. Stop in across the street at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill down here on Central Avenue, just below 16th Street in the Edge District of St. Petersburg. But enjoy every minute of this game. And if you're watching on TV, enjoy every minute of this game. Don't forget the Boston Red Sox come to town tomorrow night for a 3-game set, and those $10 tickets are available. So easy to purchase. I'll be honest with you. I'll do this little shout out as I'm listening to my show. To the Rays organization and a ticket, you got to go on to ML. You got to go through their portal and you got to register, right? You got to register so you have an email in it. So there's that handshake. It's literally a verification. It's not only it's a form of security or double authentication, but you've got that initial handshake. Once you do that, every time you go back to it to purchase tickets, you don't have to re-register or open anything or tell them who you are if you're using the same device. Or if you do, then you remember your email address and your password. But it is so you're in there, boom, select the seats, boom. You got the prices pop in there, boom, make the transaction. The seats are on your phone, and then you get to the stadium. I know, they're doing this now with Venmo at, high school events, which is fantastic. But my point is, I was intimidated at first for a while because when I was media credential, I didn't buy the tickets, but I still talk and cover about why people are or aren't paying the tickets or the ebb and flow of the economy or what have you. So it's an interesting thing you look at, the financial, the support of a baseball team. Yeah, I don't know how I got there. I know how I got there. But once I got in there and I did the registration, now I go back and Tristan and I've been getting tickets and the kids and and it's just like, oh, boom, 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 done. Phone at the place, it's all done. So if you have to register, do that and take advantage of those seats. Get over here and see the Athletics today as the Rays go for 9, or the Red Sox in town starting Monday. Alex Cora and those Red Sox, even with an 8-1 start or a 9-0 start, those Red Sox look to come to town to try to rain on parade and try to set themselves up a little bit in the American League East. So I would pose, I had to do one. Happy Easter, everybody. Oh yeah. There we go. Like on YouTube, my YouTube page, so we can comment. So next time, just not so frustrating. I know y'all want to say something. I appreciate it. You know what? I did it wrong yesterday. Let me remove the comment. What a brand. My point earlier about Dave Wills was that those runs I'm hitting where it's back, what? Home run. And the surprise and the voices. You hear those once in a while. I've heard at least 3 of those on 3. They've been solo home runs. That's another thing about them. They're solo home runs. Maybe one has a runner on base, but I think it was a solo. And when I hear the guys on the radio go back, like routine fly, like, oh, the guy's setting up behind the first base bag. Whoa, it's back. It's back, home run. And the first thing I thought, first time it happened, was, and it's just my cup is half full. I'm like, I said, that sounded like that David carried that ball a little bit. That it wasn't going to be a home run, but it ended up being a home run because you heard a surprise and in Neil Solon's voice. It was back, and he never insinuated anything to the contrary that it was Dave. And the only reason why I thought that more and more over the last few games is that in these games where it's close early, and it's always with that individual, that solo home run, and maybe that solo home run isn't the first scored run. Maybe like in yesterday's game, it makes a later appearance, but then that one wasn't like one that wasn't going to be a home run. It was, it was a home run. Early on in those games, when those games were very much still in doubt, usually in the third or fourth inning, sometimes the fifth, and I heard those home runs, it just made me go, sounds like they get a little bit of help. And Lord knows, just any way you can help from the other side, Dave would have been that guy doing it. So I leave you with that thought on a Sunday morning. Happy Easter to everybody. And everyone needs to know someone cares today. Why don't you be the one to let them know? Like and follow my YouTube page, and I'll start putting special content on there. So, and I'm like, as I'm saying that, I'm like, yeah, why would you want that? I don't know. Try to make it groovy every now and then. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Happy Easter.